Hi everyone, it's so good to be back. I'm doing your ex-partner readings today. Apologies for not being around for so long, but due to work commitments and literally only having one day off a week, I just didn't have the time to be able to commit to doing the readings. But thankfully, now I'm kind of, I am back to normal, so I have a bit more time. But to allow myself a little bit more relaxation time, I'm putting the signs into condensed videos. So I've just done the readings for the 3 fire signs and the 3 earth signs. Okay, you're each getting your own message, but it's going to be into rather than me having to do 12 videos, 1 video for each sign, it enables me to be able to do 2 videos. So as I said, it helps me to save some time here. So this video is for your and also just to say a happy new year to everybody, okay? And thanks for being patient. Thanks for all the lovely messages that you've sent me over the time that I haven't recorded. It really means a lot to me. So look, this video is going to be for the air signs and the water signs. So we have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And down the bottom, we have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, okay? So it is ex-partner readings. Please, please do not, as I always say, do not leave silly comments about people needing to move on from ex-partners, okay? Some people want to reunite. Some people are going through temporary separations and want to know if it's possible to reunite. So, and again, if you're watching the ex-partner reading, then whether you care to admit to it or not, you must be interested in your ex-partner still to view it. Also, just remember, they are general readings, so the messages will not be for everybody, okay? Right, so we're going to start with Aquarius. So, your message here, Aquarius, is family. So look, Aquarius, has it been a case that between you and your ex-partner, have either their family or your family interfered in some way? Has there been an issue around the family whereby, there's been some arguments, or their family haven't liked you, or the other way around, okay? That's a possibility here, and it could have created some issues between you and your ex. Family, though, could also suggest that either one of you have wanted to start a family and the other one didn't feel ready for that. Or it could mean that a family may be on the cards for both of you. That if you were to come back together again, maybe the option is going to be there to start a family. So there's a few ways we can, incorporate that message into your reading. Your 3 cards, Aquarius. You have the Lovers. You have the Ace of Wands. And the Lovers, bear in mind, is a major. And you have the 6 of Pentacles. So look, Aquarius, the Lovers, it talks about a relationship between you and your partner, okay? We're not talking friendship here. We're talking, not talking platonic here. We're talking a personal relationship. The Lovers can often talk about how a relationship is on the cards. So it could be here to suggest, for some of you, reuniting. It can also ask us to think about how committed we are to the other person and to the idea of entering a long-term relationship. Is that something that we genuinely at this time really want in our lives? Do we want to commit to a relationship that may very well lead to starting a family? Ace of Wands. To me, the Ace of Wands is a card that is very similar to the Fool card, in so much as it's more about the idea. The Ace is always the potential offering of something new, okay? And the Wands is fiery, passionate, it's an action card, okay? So there's the potential there to start something new with the Ace of Wands. But the thing with it is you may not know how things are going to work out, okay? So keep that in mind. But certainly the possibility, the option of something new is there. Six of Pentacles, give and take, okay? So did this relationship go through a period where there was a lack of that? Whereby maybe one of you was a little bit selfish. It could have been with your time, it could have been with finances, it could have been with feelings and emotions. So Six of Pentacles is the need there for there to be more give and take between you and your ex, okay? If you were to reunite, there has to be give and take. I have to put it out there though, that for some of you, with the Lovers card being there and the Ace of Wands, it is a possibility, Aquarius, that either you or your ex may very well enter a brand new relationship with somebody else. And with the Family card showing up, it could go either way, whereby either if we're talking about you, as example, starting a new relationship, that either your family are going to approve of this or may not approve of it. So for some of you, keep that in mind, because the Lovers can talk about a brand new relationship, and with the Ace of Wands being there, the potential of a new beginning, we have to consider that that may very well be the possibility for some of you. Moving on now to Gemini. You have victory. So look, where there has been issues between you and your ex, now we can hope that we're going to get some victory here, that maybe those issues we're going to be able to overcome them, okay, and work through any problems that we've had. Your three cards, if I can get them, you had the Major, Temperance. Hi, sorry about that. I needed to pause as my son came into the room. So, Gemini, you've got the Temperance card, which, as I said, is a Major. You've got Page of Pentacles, and you've got Knight of Cups. So, off the bat, Temperance, Major Arcana. If you or your ex-partner, or even both of you, can temper your emotions and your feelings, because that's what Temperance talks about. It's advising us to try to keep that even keel there, not to allow ourselves to go to either end extreme, okay? Keeping an even keel on your feelings and your emotions, that makes for much better communication. Also, Temperance can be a card about patience and needing to be patient. Page of Pentacles. Now, pages can often be messengers. When we're dealing with Pentacles, we're talking about, things that are tangible. So it could be talk about living together, foundations, security, feeling grounded. Knight of Cups. The knights come in and bring things to us. I don't tend to mention signs when it comes to knights. I tend to focus that more on the kings and queens. But for those of you that are interested, the cups is to do with water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But Knight of Cups is somebody coming in and offering their feelings and their emotions, making a declaration, an emotional declaration here, okay? I feel, Gemini, that if you or your partner, or indeed both of you, can keep that even keel and temper your emotions, there is the opportunity here to be able to have that victory, to be able to resolve whatever has already taken place, and be able to move on from that, move on to a more solid footing. Again, it won't be for every Gemini out there, okay? But January, for some of you, is looking positive. Libra. We have journeys. Now, in this current state of affairs, journeys are quite difficult, okay? In the actual term of a real journey. Could it be for some of you that this is not, maybe this journey is not talking about actual physical journey. Maybe it's more about a journey in terms of life's path, the journey that you are on in your life in general. But we've got the Two of Wands here, which I'm going to show you in a second. So I do feel for some of you, and I had this in a reading for another sign I've just done. I can't remember which one now. But it may be that for some of you, due to this pandemic, either one of you, maybe while you had been apart, had been broken up, that one of you had taken a journey. And due to the pandemic, you may not be able to get back at the moment, okay? So there may be a distance between you that may be causing an issue, or that may certainly be putting an added burden or problem there. So your cards, Libra. 5 of Wands. 2 of Wands, as I mentioned, and the lovely Sun card. So look, 2 of Wands we'll jump to first, is a card that does talk about a decision. Being at a crossroads, needing to choose which path we're going to go down. But for some of you, like I felt with the other sign, that this 2 of Wands could talk about the person, whichever one of you is kind of left back at home, looking out onto the horizon, knowing that the other person is at a distance and is not able to return at this present time. But for others of you, the 2 of Wands is going to be about a crossroads. And maybe one of you, this path could be taking you on a journey, taking you somewhere else, maybe a relocation, home, job. And it may be that you're having to decide which way to go. Which path do you choose? It may be, Libra, that, this relationship has come to a head because of this choice, this decision. The Five of Wands can talk about conflict. It's nothing too serious with the Five of Wands. So look, it could suggest there's been some arguments, some mild conflict taken place here, especially if either one of you have been offered a relocation. That, of course, can cause issues and problems. But remember, with the Five of Wands, it can also talk about internal conflict, which I feel for a lot of you, that is going to be the case. That there's going to be some internal conflict here because a decision has to be made with this Two of Wands. But we've got the Sun card. The Sun card is the most positive card in the tarot. It talks about, healing, rejuvenating. It's a fabulous card. Again, it may be for some of you that you'll be going on a journey to meet up with your ex-partner. And then you'll be able to work through things. If your ex-partner has been at a distance, there may have been communication taking place, but Five of Wands can sometimes touch on competition. So if your ex-partner is not is at a distance from you, you may be worrying that there's other people trying to get your ex's attention, or you may be worrying that your ex is with other people and that's creating competition for you. Whichever way this is talking to you, Libra, there's going to be a positive outcome here. Now, I say positive in terms of whether you end up not reconnecting or whether you do come back together. With the Sun card there, to me, it feels a win-win for you. I don't think there's too much to worry about, Libra. As long as that Sun card is there, I feel positive here. What's come to my mind as well is that if the two of you do reconnect, it may be that for a very small portion of you, there may be an opportunity for you both to go on a journey together. A journey that may involve, as I said, a relocation. Right, moving on to the water signs. So we're going to start with Pisces, then Cancer, then Scorpio. Pisces, you have inheritance. Now, this may not be what is creating an issue between you and your ex. Maybe for some of you it is. An inheritance, have you inherited? Has your ex inherited? Are either one of you going through inheritance issues with your own families, with your siblings? Is there arguments in connection to an inheritance? Your three cards, you have Justice, you have the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Now look, Justice being there. For Justice to show up, it would indicate that you feel there has been an injustice. So where is this injustice and who has it been caused by? We have a King of Pentacles there. Could suggest an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. So, are you dealing... It's kind of weird here. I kind of feel that this inheritance and this injustice, whether we're talking for you or your ex, is centered around there being a problem there with an inheritance, that maybe one of you feels you've been cheated out of an inheritance and you feel an injustice has taken place. And it could be that you're dealing with an earth sign when it comes to this. And maybe for some of you, this has resulted in creating some tension and conflict between you and your ex, because sometimes when we're going through a major turmoil in our lives, especially if it's involving an injustice, inheritance, a situation with our family, it can sometimes be that while we're going through those big issues in our lives, it then creates a tension within our relationship, our personal relationship, that then can cause problems. So that could be the case for some of you. Now, for others of you, the inheritance could be a separate message. And the injustice card could feel that maybe your ex is an earth sign. And you feel the fact... may feel that an injustice has been done and you've been treated unfairly and the scales have not been balanced in terms of the issues you've gone through or the fact that they've ended the relationship. Now, we have a Knight of Wands here. He has a bad reputation in tarot, okay? He can often be referred to as the person who is in and out of our lives, who comes running back to us and then is off again. The thing with the Knight of Wands is I feel a bit sorry for him, and I say him because it's a knight, but take the gender out of the equation here. It's normally because the Knight of Wands is off here, there and everywhere doing something. Always something to do, okay? Going off to save someone, or to start a new job, or to try to open up a business, or whatever it is. They're the type of person that's always off busy doing something. So they can be in and out of our lives quite often. And don't get me wrong, some of them can have the reputation of being that playboy figure. So some of you may be dealing with that type of ex that's in and out of your life. And you may, with that King of Pentacles showing up, it may not be an earth sign. It may be there representing that you're wanting that type of King of Pentacles, who is more grounded, who is going to offer you more security. Because the Knight of Wands is not necessarily like that. So I feel, Pisces, with your reading, there's a bit of a mixed bag situation going on here. I feel some of you, if not you, your ex, could very well be dealing with some inheritance situation, or will be hearing of an inheritance. And I think for you, you may feel you're being treated unfairly, or have been treated unfairly with your ex, especially if you've been dealing with somebody, as I said, that maybe hasn't committed because they are kind of in and out for various reasons, in and out of your life, and you're looking for a little bit more security at this time, okay? I do feel, Pisces, that for a lot of you, you will hear possibly from your ex during this month of January. And it may be that you need to speak up and explain how you feel and how they make you feel and what it is you are truly looking for, okay? Moving on to Cancer. So we have communication. Needing to open up the communication lines, Cancer. If you're not talking to one another, you cannot resolve any issues. It may also be there suggesting that you need to temper the way you communicate. Maybe there's been too much shouting and arguing, and to the point where neither of you listening to each other. You're shouting over one another. So again, you cannot resolve anything that way. Now, the cards you've got. Knight of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. 4 of Swords. 10 of Swords, we're going to deal with that one. Intense pain. Feeling extremely let down. 10 swords stabbed in the back, okay? You can't get any more painful than that. The only good thing with the 10 of Swords is the worst has been done. Okay, now it's about going through the healing process, which the 4 of Swords is about that. Because if you look at the 4 of Swords, we have the 3 swords up against the wall here. And the 3 of Swords we know is about heartache, loss, sadness. The 4 of Swords is when we need to take a time out, okay? So it can be very much suggesting here that either one of you is feeling this intense pain, is feeling extremely hurt and let down, and as I said, stabbed in the back by the other person. They may have done something that you feel has really, really hurt you and let you down. 4 of Swords. So because of the way you're feeling or they're feeling, there's a cut in communication there. But in order to remedy this, to resolve this, the communication lines are gonna have to be opened up. Knight of Pentacles, the Knights come in and make an offering. The Pentacles is a grounded energy, okay? Security, offering tangible things that we can see, taste and touch. So maybe it's you, maybe it's your ex. Either one coming forward here to make an offering. But it's about whether the other person, the person who's been severely let down here, is going to be open to talking, is going to be open to communicating and listening to what the other has to say. So for you this month, Cancer, communication is going to be the key word. If any form of reconciliation is going to have a possibility. Moving on, last but not least, to Scorpio. Scorpio, we have protection, okay? Now, this could be talking about feeling the need to protect oneself, okay? So it could be feeling as though you need to protect yourself in terms of your feelings and emotions. So closing yourself off to the possibility of a reconciliation, because you know if you enter into even the idea of that, it may open up some wounds or be quite painful. For others of you, protection could mean that you felt protected while you were in the relationship, okay? But I feel that's only going to be for a very small portion of you. Your 3 cards, we have the Major, the World, is my most favourite card. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. The World is the closing of a door, a closing of one cycle, one chapter of our lives. It's the last card in the tarot. And it is about closing that whole chapter of our lives and opening up a new door and starting a brand new chapter. The 9 of Pentacles talks about, normally focuses on one person, a person who is successful in their own right, a person who has their own home, their money, you know, in terms of that side of their lives, they're successful, they're okay. And quite often it can talk about the person needing to focus on themselves, recognizing that they're now on their own and it is about them. The 5 of Pentacles can be a card that does touch on feeling on the outside and looking in. It can touch on loneliness. It can touch on feeling a lack of support. So could this 5 of Pentacles be talking about the person here who is wanting to reconcile? That they're the ones that are feeling this element of loneliness, of feeling as though they are on the outside looking in. Because I'm getting a picture in my mind here that one of you has decided to completely close the chapter, the door on this relationship, and is focusing very much on being a single person, focusing on their own life, work, home, whatever. And that the other person is very much on the outside, feeling very sad and very lonely. And maybe it's that person that is feeling, that felt very protected and, dare I say, loved in the relationship. And now that is something that is now lacking and missing. Or is it the person who has finally closed the door on this relationship is the one that feels they've had to do that to protect themselves, to protect their feelings and emotions? So Scorpio, and this is not for all of you, please remember it's a general reading, but I don't feel in this month of January that for the majority of Scorpios there will be a reconciliation. Okay guys, well, it feels good to be back. Hopefully we're moving forward to regular readings every month. So these have been your X readings, okay? I think I will do the same format with your general readings for the month. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for all your lovely messages and comments while I've been away. Thank you for missing me. And a happy new year once again. And just please remember, it's a general reading. It will not be for everyone. Thank you. Bye.